Hi guys, it's Thomas here from COTBase.com. Welcome to a weekly COT review. Today we're going to be analyzing the 6th Commitments of Traders report of 2024, and as we always do, we shall start off by looking at the largest changes in commercials net positions. Of course, before I jump to the review, just a brief reminder for those who are new to COT analysis here at COTBase.com. You'll find a lot of educational material. Not only do we have these in written format, but we have some very useful videos as well that can guide you through the analysis process. And of course, if you have further questions or need support, just send us an email at info@cotbase.com or comment underneath the video. So back to the review, and starting off with crude oil, you can see it's on top of our list. We're looking at, of course, changes right now, ordering markets based on their largest change. Compared to a 52-week look back period. We are analyzing the classic or so-called legacy COT report and the combined futures and options data. So let's get started. Crude oil, the Brent crude to be specific, we have a larger than average change. It is a bearish change signal after a week of strengthening in the market. Suggesting a bit of a decline maybe early next week. Moving to a 5-year chart, we get a chance to examine stress levels in this market, which, as you can see, it's leaning a little bit towards the bearish side of the market. So, but not huge, like nothing super strong. It's there. But again, honestly, I would not necessarily take any action on the stress level analysis. If you are trading the crude oil in the short term, the change signal may be something you want to consider, but not necessarily the best signals this week. So let's move on to a very different market, the orange juice market, where we have a 24% change in commercials net positions. You can see that the change size compared to what we usually see in orange juice is relatively large. I'd say top 5. It is a bearish change signal. We had a larger than average change size the previous week, but without any effect. You can see that there has been a decline on Thursday and Friday. So we'll see if this continues on the next week. Moving to a 5-year chart, you can see that we had a relatively bullish extreme couple weeks ago, just around that bottom. Nothing huge. We have seen much greater extremes 5 years ago, but in relative terms, let's say the last 2-3 years that was the case, and it seems the market reacted. So we are moving away from those extreme levels, which is usually the case when there's a reaction from the price, of course. Now, how long can this continue? Are we going to reach higher prices and a greater bearish extreme? That's probably the case if price were to further rally. The next market is the Australian dollar with a 23% change in commercials net positions. Back to the 1-year chart, there you go. It's a bit larger than average, suggesting some strengthening in the near term, which is nice to see as the market has been coming down. So we're getting these bullish change signals, of course. Is it the time? Well, let's open a 5-year chart, and here you can analyze if there's any significant stress in the market. I would not say that's the case, but we are gradually in the past couple of weeks moving towards bullish COT extreme levels. Now, this is the point in time where I'm going to jump over to TradingView and show you the Australian dollar US dollar currency pair with the iCOT Intraday Indicator. Of course, it's a wonderful supplemental tool. We've spent many years researching and doing a lot of development to come up with this indicator. It's unique in the sense that it is following rules we're used to in classic COT analysis. So as you can see, we have so-called COT charts here, but they're not derived from price. This example you can see is actually gold 1-minute candlestick chart, and here on this slide you can actually see we call them speculators and commercials. It's just easier because the stress level analysis will correlate with what we do in classic COT analysis. When speculators are at an extreme, we indicate that with a blue candlestick color. And of course, commercials are with this yellow diamond. If it's above the candlestick, it's a bearish. If it's below, then it's a bullish signal. And of course, if we have both at the same time supported by this little gray balance line, then we get these very strong stripe signals. These are the strongest signal types, and as you can see in the case of Australian dollar, it came at a very good time. I think it's a 1 hour candlestick chart, and it came at a great time here on the 5th of February, and since then you can see there has been a halt in this decline. So it's a tool that I'd suggest checking out. This is a 15-minute candlestick chart, showing you what it does on a 15 minutes. I think it's a very valuable tool in your box, basically, when you're trading, supplementing the longer term analysis we do in classic COT analysis. Of course, we have the basic iCOT intraday indicator and the one with AfterSignal. The AfterSignal basically is something that will filter out a bunch of signals. You can see we get, like, for instance, as the market's getting higher, you can see we get signal after signal after signal, but it actually helps you catch the best time to get in. So that's AfterSignal. But back to the review and continuing on to large speculators COT extreme analysis, we have a lot of all-time extremes here in grains complex, soybeans complex. These are basically combined markets. We combine the sector markets, for instance, in grains. All of these are combined into one huge COT data, and that gives us a pretty good understanding of what that market category is doing. So we're going to jump over that. That's something for subscribers. Soybeans is our next market, all-time extreme in large speculators, but of course, not surprisingly, it's a huge extreme in commercials as well. It's a bullish extreme. It's been going on for some time now as the market's headed lower. It is suggesting a bottom occurring, and I think COT analysis works pretty good in soybean markets, soybean meal, soybean oil. You can see that we had at this low over here a beautiful bullish extreme in the market. Once again, we're getting a signal from the COT report that we should start preparing for a bottom in soybeans. Corn is our next market, not surprisingly. 190 report extreme in large speculators and an all-time in commercials net positions. This coming after a decline that's been going on since April of 2022. So we are getting signals that this should be bottoming soon. Crude oil, Brent, we talked about. Euro as our market. We're going to end this review with. Here we have a modest 67 report extreme in large speculators, which actually you can see on the chart shows us that there's not much of an extreme signal. It means basically a bit over a year is when we had traders positions at these levels, which by the way coincided with this this bottom over here. So it is, I'd say, supporting further strengthening in the euro, but we'll see what happens. If you're interested in a more in-depth and detailed COT analysis, of course, you can do it here at cotbase.com. We're all about the commitments of traders report. You can look at the newest COT report types, other data types. If you're only interested in futures positions or options, you can do that. We've got a bunch of interesting data sets to analyze. Of course, we're not showing all the market categories in these free COT reviews, but you have the option to add other categories as well. COT change analysis can be done not only on one report, but you can actually do multiple reports on any defined look back period that you're interested in. If you do this, you can set a look back period of larger or a smaller scale. We have COT extreme analysis, which of course we just saw. We have COT index, move index, and the long-term trend indicator as well. And of course, I think volume and open interest analysis is a good tool to look at as well. If you're interested in a specific market, we talked about the Australian dollar. Here you go. We offer you everything, all the data sets that are available, and everything is chartable, by the way. So if you're interested in commercials net compared to 2 times open interest. You know, it's available here. You can download in different format, export the data if you're a pro member. So a lot to do here at cotbase.com, that's for sure. Once again, we've got a couple of great indicators. I talked about the iCOT. The Pro is basically everything you see on the website, but it's included in NinjaTrader as well. So thank you so much for your attention. I hope you enjoyed this review. I wish you guys a wonderful weekend, and I hope to see you in my next COT review. Take care. Goodbye.